Hey, if you're lazy, then you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to tell you 7 different things that you can start doing right now that's really going to help with making you more productive, and it's definitely going to make you less lazy if you apply them properly. You're not going to be able to find any of these 7 things in other videos because they're a very out of the box way of dealing with laziness, but I can tell you from experience that they definitely will help you deal with your laziness and make you more productive as a person. So, the first thing I want to start with is theming each day of the week. Mondays could be the day where you practice mindfulness. Tuesdays could be the day where you accomplish some of your most important tasks. Wednesdays could be a day where you accomplish some of the things that you've put on hold for the week. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday would be set for something else. Having this sort of structure will make sure that there's a lot of variation in your routine and that you know very specifically know what day of the week is to accomplish which task. And then once you're more in this routine, you can start to move things around as they would work best for your schedule. The next one would be creating a to-do list and then assigning yourself random tasks from that list. Taking one thing from this to-do list randomly will help you stay on track. It will add more fun to your routine and it will also help you break that cycle of laziness because you know that whatever you pick from this list is the thing that you're going to have to do. Now, the third thing on this list is to change the way that you perceive work and chores and other things that you have to do. We'd always look at our chores as things that we have to do. We hardly look at them as things that we get to do. Now, in my life, I am a parent to twin daughters, and they're just under 2 years old right now. And now, more than ever, I started to look at all the things in my life as me getting to do stuff rather than me having to do things. Once you get that independence and autonomy and the right to work on whatever you want to, once that's taken away from you and you lose it, you will realize that getting to work and apply yourself to different things is actually much more of a pleasure and an opportunity rather than a chore. So learning to appreciate that you get to do all these things now is a much better perspective of thinking about your responsibilities rather than thinking that this is something that you have to do and you don't really want to do it. The fourth one on this list is learn a new skill. Now, from this entire list, I think this would probably be the one that you've heard on other videos, but the reason it's in my list is because I really think this is a very helpful thing in breaking laziness. In 2020, I left my job as a senior sales manager at a digital marketing company, and I was pivoting to become a real estate agent in Singapore. To become a real estate agent in Singapore, I had to study for 2 different exams. And once I became an agent, I had to learn a completely new skill. Little did I know that going down that path was going to put me on a path of continuous learning. And right now, here in 2023, I'm actually doing my full time Master's of Business Administration in the US. I also really believe that lazy people sometimes are just bored people, and learning a new skill can reignite your curiosity. It can encourage you and motivate you to go do something, to be more productive, to try something that you've wanted to do. Just gives you that little boost that you need to start actually tackling some stuff that's been on your list for some time. Okay, so number 5 on this list is to dress for productivity. What does this mean? Especially in today's world, 2023, post COVID, a lot of us are either working from home or we're working hybrid. So we tend to stay in clothes that feel comfortable. And sometimes we can feel a little bit too comfortable where we lack that motivation to get out and do something. You don't have to do this every day, but dressing for productivity basically just means that put on some work clothes, something that makes you feel good, something that makes you feel like you are going to tackle this day, something that makes you feel powerful, makes you feel strong, makes you feel like I can achieve anything. Put on that outfit once or twice a week. This will psychologically make you feel more productive and it will translate to your work as well. Sorry if the camera angle has changed here. I accidentally knocked my table, which knocked my camera off the stand. So I had to rearrange it, and I don't know if it's in the exact same position as it was before. Now, I'd like to move on to number 6, but before we do that, I just want to say that if you're liking this video, you find some value in it, please smash that like button and help me out a little bit because I'm a new YouTuber. I have a very long way to go. My channel is super small. and I have a long way as a YouTuber to improve on this videos and make better content and all that. So if you could smash that like button and share this video with anyone who you think could use it, that would be really, really helpful, and I would really appreciate that. Okay, now moving on to number 6, separate your workspace from your leisure space. I'd like to explain this point by just giving you an example of someone who really loves computer games, but at the same time, they're working on their computer from a 9 to 6 job. If you're using that same computer, you're sitting in that same space where you play video games as soon as work is done, you're always going to have that constant distraction there where you might want to take a break from work and play some video games for a while. So I can't express enough how important it is to keep your workspace as your workspace and try to separate anything that you do for leisure to a separate area of your wherever it is that you live. Now, the last one is what I call the 15-minute rule. This could be a 5 or a 10 or a 20-minute rule depending on the level of laziness which you currently suffer from. I think 15 minutes is a good place to be at. Like if you can commit to doing a task for 15 minutes, the hardest part of doing that is actually getting started. And once you're started, you're much more likely to continue with that task. It's always that very initial portion of getting started on doing the work that is the hardest for lazy people. So if 15 minutes is too tough for you, and psychologically you need to tell yourself that you're only going to do this task for 5 minutes, then do whatever works for you. But I think 15 minutes is good because by the time you really get into the activity that you're supposed to do, that itself will take 5 or 10 minutes, and then you really start to get in the zone after about 10 minutes. So to keep you locked in and focused on finishing that task, I think 15 minutes is the right amount of time to commit yourself to, where you're not going to feel like I'm just going to stop here and leave this for another day. Now, those are the 7 things that I've applied in my life that really help me to be much more productive and help me break a lot of my laziness patterns. The real key to overcoming laziness is just to find what uniquely motivates you.